Welcome to That's a Latte Film with your hosts, Rebecca and Erica. On this podcast, we will talk about some of our unpopular opinions on some popular films. So grab a cup of coffee, relax, and join us. Disclaimer. Some of the films we discuss may be explicit. We will try our best to keep it PG, but please beware before you watch the films. Also, added note, there will also be a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, So, good morning.
Good morning.
So
it is
early.
Approximately 9 something in the morning. I've been up since 6:30. I'm tired, but
I got up at 7 o'clock.
Okay, fine. I got up at 6:38. If we're gonna be specific, I needed 8 more minutes of sleep before I got up and started studying for my midterm. So I was also starving. So that Dunkin' Donuts this morning really did hit, but I did not get coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. I had a bagel, hash browns, and water.
That is so sad. I cannot imagine a morning without coffee. Like
I can. It's my every morning for me.
This is also my second cup of coffee this morning.
This morning,
because I'm so tired. It's Monday. It's Monday morning. I'm tired. All right.
This is valid. I worked last night. I got out of work at 1:30, and I woke up at 6:30.
Wow.
Lack of sleep. And I worked today. So.
That's a nap. You said you napped?
Yeah, right. I napped.
Wow.
I took it because I didn't go to sleep until 2 something because I came home and walked my dog and all that. I went to sleep at 2 and got up at 6. I got 4.5 hours of sleep and then took a midterm this morning. Living on the edge.
School.
Yeah. But I'm on spring break now.
Ooh,
yes.
Welcome to spring break.
Yes, freedom.
Wow, that sounds fun. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me just give a little explanation. I had Bustelo coffee this morning. That was my first cup. My second cup is a French vanilla medium to dark roast blend from Target.
Target.
The Target brand.
And the cup.
This is the cup. You trying to show me? I don't know. This might actually be a Walmart situation, but it says Purpose Fuels Passion in the inside. I don't know if you can see it.
I see it. Purpose Fuels Passion. That's cool.
Figure out your purpose.
Who actually reads cups when they drink it, though?
But because when you're drinking it, you hold it on this side, and then when you take a sip, you see it every single time.
I see. Right. Sure.
That is the purpose of a mug. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
I was also thinking, I had a thought. I was like, I'm probably going to be buying coffee for this, right? For this podcast.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we get, sponsors that decide to send us coffee blends. I mean, at least, for me, so I don't have to keep buying new ones. And then I can advertise their coffee brand.
Well, you know what? I had that cream coffee our first podcast. And
yes.
Needless to say, it didn't sit well with me that night. I generally almost perished on the toilet. So I haven't had like a drink like that since then.
Yeah. I wouldn't put you through that again either.
It was just cream. So it was to the point that like my boyfriend wanted to take me out to dinner, and I was like, I cannot leave the house. I generally cannot be like 4 feet from the bathroom, so I can't.
Like I will stay right here. That's fine.
Yeah. He's like, I'll take you to dinner. I was like, no.
However, I did think of you yesterday because there was a commercial about some coffee flavored creamer that they just put out.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm gonna need you to try.
Coffee flavored creamer?
Yes, like I guess it's not coffee, at
It's
all.
just cream.
It's just creamer.
Where am I supposed to put that? Just drink creamer?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what that is.
Oh, the thought of all that cream just going into my stomach.
But usually creamer is non-dairy.
What is it?
Huh?
What is it then?
Good question. But it is not dairy.
Oh, the heebie-jeebies.
It is a lactose-free product.
That's scary.
Usually. Some of them are made from real milk, but most of them are non-dairy.
I simply don't vibe with that. Anyway,
moving on. So guys, today's movie choice is the movie that many people know and love, except for us, called Avatar. Yeah. It's
okay, I'm not gonna lie. When we said we were gonna watch Avatar, I was like, okay. I literally thought I've only seen it like once, and that was so long ago because it came out a really long time ago. And I was just like, okay, seeing it now, in my head, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. But a lot of it, I was so confused a lot of the time, you know. So like, it wasn't as bad as like Benjamin Button, and it wasn't as bad as Scarface. Like, if we're gonna rank them,
yes,
Avatar is first, then Benjamin Button, then Scarface.
First as in like good movie, or first as in like this is the worst movie?
It's the least bad.
Okay. Yeah. So you think it's Avatar,
Benjamin Button,
and then Scarface?
Scarface, yeah. I really don't like Scarface. Yeah.
I agree, because Scarface, I don't understand. I really don't
understand. Speaking of Scarface, my boyfriend came up to me the other day. He's like, did you know they're remaking Scarface? I was like, do you think I care?
No!
I was like, I don't even like the regular one, the original. But they're remaking it apparently. So,
it's bad.
Huh?
Is this real?
Yeah.
Why?
He said like there's gonna be some Italian director and they're gonna remake it. It's gonna be like modern in like today's time. It might be better if they actually use a Cuban and the storyline is better, you know. They just change the entire story.
If it was
they change the entire movie.
Everything. The plot, take out all the montages. Then maybe it'll be good. I don't know. If it was so intense when it came out, I don't know what they're gonna do now, because now they have all the modern graphics.
It'd probably just be more graphic.
Anyway, if you haven't heard the Scarface episode, go listen to that. We will talk all about it in that episode.
Yeah.
So for those of you that didn't know, I worked at Disney. And if you have gone to Disney at Animal Kingdom, they have Pandora, which is the land that Avatar is pretty much based in. And it's like, it's so pretty, right? So like when you go there, it's like, oh wow, maybe I need to like rewatch Avatar, because I'm like, well, maybe it's better than I thought.
No.
I was dying. So anyway, here's a summary of this movie. On the lush alien world of Pandora live the Na'vi, beings who appear primitive but are highly evolved. Because the planet's environment is poisonous, human or Na'vi hybrids called avatars must link to human minds to allow for free movement on Pandora. Jake Sully, or Sam Worthington, who played Jake, a paralyzed former Marine, becomes mobile again through one such avatar and falls in love with a Na'vi woman, played by Zoe Saldana. As a bond with her grows, he is drawn into a battle for the survival of her world. It's a very nice way of explaining this movie.
It sounds like it solely focuses on the relationship between Jake and Neytiri.
Right.
And it definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't. Because I thought that when I was watching it, I thought like it was kind of cool. It didn't specifically just focus on their relationship. It was more of like the the war or whatever.
Yeah.
But
like they wanted to go there specifically for a mineral.
But they went to that relationship like so early in the movie. So like it wasn't like the sole focus of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was so quick. It's like they were like together.
When I watched it the first time, because guys, I watched this movie twice, and this movie is 2 hours and 40. How many minutes?
41 minutes.
I watched it twice, so like almost 5-6 hours of my life spent.
I texted Erica when I went to go watch Avatar, and I saw it was 2 hours and 41 minutes. I've never. It was with the quickness.
It was all in caps.
In all caps. I was like, Avatar is 2 hours and 41 minutes long. Why? What the heck?
What could this possibly be about? 2 hours.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I went to go watch it, and I had to restart it because I got so confused in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
I was like, what is Pandora? I don't understand. I was like, why is this man stuck in cryo? What is cryo? I didn't even notice that they were twins. Like I didn't notice that Jake Sully was what the guy.
Me neither.
And then I didn't notice, and then okay, in the beginning of the movie, Jake Sully is talking to like these two agents standing behind him, and then there's a guy in a box. They show the guy in the box, and then they show Jake Sully sitting there, and the two guys talking to him. But you don't realize they're twins,
right? Same.
So
I was reading a summary. I was reading a summary about the movie, and it says that in the beginning that like they even showed the brother, and I was like,
they did in the box, but I didn't realize they were twins.
Yeah,
until they said it.
Very confused. Like I didn't realize
they had the same genome.
Like I didn't realize he took his brother's spot. Like I knew that he was going, and I knew that he had his legs, he couldn't walk, and so he went, and they bribed him. It was kind of like, we'll give you legs if you do this for us. But I didn't realize that he was just taking his brother's spot. That's why they needed him, because like he had the same like features, whatever. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he had the same
Avatar through the glass. He's like, he looks just like him, and I'm like, who? I was like, who does he look like? And then
he had the same genome, so he was able to link to the nervous system or whatever. I was just like so confused because like the movie starts and you just hear Jake talking, and he's like starts saying that he was some part of some contract, his brother was part of some contract, but he got mugged and killed, so he took his place. And then he started talking about Pandora and being in cryo for 5 years, and then being taken into Pandora and talking about Marines hired for guns. And I was like, I am so confused. I was like, what is Pandora? Why are all these people on Pandora? And why do they not like the Navi? Like, I'm so confused.
Right.
But I think I understood it towards the end. I also didn't understand, they were there for the first of all, the name Unobtainium made me laugh. I was like, Unobtainium? That is the worst thing I've ever heard.
It sounds made up.
It does. When he was like, we're here for this. Unobtainium. I was like.
Also, that guy, I think his name was Parker.
Yes.
Hate him.
Yes.
So much.
He was in Friends. He played Phoebe's half brother.
Yes, I forgot. Yeah. I was like, where have I seen him from?
I couldn't take him seriously, specifically because he was in Friends and he played such a dummy. Yeah.
Dang. Okay. That makes sense. I was like, I've seen him where?
Yeah.
Okay, so the characters in this movie, so we can at least give people an idea. You have Jake, who's the one that took over his brother's spot and is going to Pandora to get them this mineral and get
unobtainium.
And to kind of like, you know, become friends with them, get them to trust him, whatever. You have Neytiri, who's the avatar, or the, what do you call, the Navi?
The Navi.
One of the Navi who he has to be with or like learn from in order to become close to the whole like tribe, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Then you have Grace, who's a scientist that knows all about Pandora, and who like they don't like the Marine. The Marine, are they the Marines or the Army? I don't even know.
The Marines.
They're the Marines. They don't respect her at all. They're so rude to her.
But they're there for the unobtainium, and she's there to study and to understand them and to be like befriend them. But they're there specifically just for the mineral and the money.
Yeah, basically they don't care. She cares, they don't. So and then Norm is the other scientist, but like he's such a goof, and like he only like shows up every once in a while. Like he's there sometimes, and then but like most of the movie you barely see him. Colonel Miles.
That's what his name was.
Yeah,
they just called him Colonel the entire movie.
Colonel. Yeah. His was Miles.
Interesting.
And then Sute is the warrior Navi. I don't know if he was her brother. I don't know. I don't really know.
Okay. Here's my thing with that. Okay, so they go. So Jake Sully is chosen by the Navi, like the head Navi, to like come and train with them and learn how to be like part of the Navi because they just chose him for some reason. I don't know. I didn't understand that. I was like, so they don't trust the sky people, which is like the military and people who drive the planes there. They don't trust them. Yeah. But all of a sudden they're like, okay, we'll let you specifically, this avatar, come in and learn all our ways. Yeah. Learn all our ways. But what I didn't understand,
the Awa, who's the goddess of their land,
the Navi. Yeah, that like there's a sign with those jellyfish looking thingies.
Yeah,
yeah. Like they all attached to him.
Yeah,
like that was the sign.
You know what that reminded me of? No. Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch, with the mosquitoes just land on his body.
They love me.
They're nuzzling me with their, what does he say?
Oh, I don't remember.
I forget what he says. But I was like, this is literally Pleakley and the mosquitoes.
So if we're gonna talk about things reminding us of things, there's an animal. I was watching it and I had to look it up because there's an animal that attacks Jake when he first goes into Pandora, like as the avatar. Mm-hmm. And he goes in and then he's like he's with Grace and Norm, and one of the animals in Pandora starts like threatening him. So Grace tells him, don't shoot at him, just stay in there, stand your ground. And then another animal comes to attack, and Jake asks Grace, am I supposed to stand here or run? And Grace says run. So Jake is running from this animal or whatever. He ends up having to jump into a waterfall, but he gets separated from the group. So Grace and everybody else has to leave, and they leave Jake in the forest by himself for the night. So then he gets chased. He starts getting attacked by another animal. But this animal in particular, to me, looks like a Muppet. Like the Muppet from the Muppet movie, you know, with the maniacal laugh. I think his name is Uncle Deadly.
Yes.
With the little mustache. Oh my gosh, I looked up a picture and I put them side by side. You're gonna have to put it in. But there's a picture that has Uncle Deadly, and I think it's like some type of wolf. I'm gonna have to send you the name of it. Yeah. But literally, they looked exactly the same. It killed me. I was like, this.
I'm gonna have to put these pictures in the video.
Yeah,
that's true.
It looked like a Muppet to me. But okay, what I didn't understand was, so they let Jake come in to like their clan. But what I didn't understand is like, okay, Neytiri and what was the guy's name? The warrior? Sute, right? And then the mother and the father, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, were they like the mother and the father of the entire clan, and they called everybody daughter and son, or is it like that they were like hypothetical daughter and son, and they were chosen to like be married?
See, that's a good question.
I was confused about that.
I don't think they ever made that clear.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out, I'm like, is Sute her brother, and that's why he's so invested in her? Like, he looks like...
they were supposed to be mated. Like, they were supposed to be together.
Okay, so you know what? This movie literally was just the modern retelling of Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Because...
Sorry, I had to do math in my head. I was like, how? But yeah.
Like, yes.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There were just a lot of... There were differences. But Jake, John Smith. Neytiri, Pocahontas. Sute, Kocoum. Every time the like the seeds from the trees would be like going around the leaves. The leaves flying around. And because, you know, whenever the leaves went around, it was a sign, like the mother was telling her, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Tree of Souls.
The Tree of Souls. I was like,
and then you had
not...
like,
and then what's his name? Ratcliffe was basically Parker, that guy. I was like,
yeah.
They watched.
I also
and was like, I have an idea.
Yeah. I also got How to Train Your Dragon vibes because of all the flying of the
whatever they were. I'm like,
know.
We're not dragons.
Oh, Ikron.
Oh yeah, I think that's what they're called. I couldn't. I'm like, there's so many.
There's so many words.
So like, okay, a couple of things that I have. Well, one thing I didn't like about the movie was there were just so many scenes of like, let's just look around at nature. Like,
yeah.
And I get it, because it's, you know, it's a very environmental movie too. Like, save the planet and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So like, I get it, but also 2 hours and 41 minutes. We didn't need all of these scenes of you just flying around and just staring up at, you know, flying mountains and, you know, bouncing around leaves. Like, I don't need all of this. I need substance, you know, like if it has to do with the story, okay, I get it. Like the part where he had to learn to fly the Ikron, I get that. Like, you know, that's a moment, because then it even has to do with the ending. It ties in with the ending. But like the part where they're just like bouncing around on like leaves and whatever, I'm like, there's a lot of this. Yeah. You know? And so like that was one thing that really drove me crazy. And then you have the part where they have to have the bond with the animals.
Give me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. Seeing those things interlock, I was like, "Am I supposed to be seeing this? This is a little...
It's not a private moment.
It's a little gross. It's a little nasty a little bit." I was like, "Am I seeing intercourse right now? Is this intercourse? Ew, nasty."
I was like, "This is uncomfortable." I don't know.
She was like, "Make the bond," and I was like, "Oh my God, and everybody is gonna do that out in the open?"
Like, this is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I literally did not understand was their anatomy, right? Because they had vampire teeth, they had tails, they had weird ears. They seemed to have like the spot for private parts, but they didn't actually have private parts. Like the girls had breasts, right? Like they had like the bump, but there was nothing there. But they would conveniently cover it.
Yeah.
So you're like, but do you actually have breasts? Like, I'm confused. Like, their anatomy didn't make sense to me.
Their bodies be very uncomfortable.
Like, Erica, they had 4 fingers.
Yeah,
they were like this.
I don't get it. I'm like, why are they blue? Why are they huge? Like, they're enormous. Their hands are so big.
Yeah, that's what makes me so mad. I'm like, you guys are literally giants and you can't kill humans? Come on now.
They are huge. So I was like, if they all come together, can they not destroy the Marines? Like, I don't. Can they?
Well, because the Marines had guns and everything, you know.
Yeah,
but they
have tanks and stuff, and they have bows,
not fair.
Arrows. But like, I'm like, could they not have just stepped on? Like, I feel like they. It was weird. In one moment, they were huge. Like, it looked like they were really big. But then when the tanks come in, all of a sudden they're like normal size.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't get the perspective here.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So like that was weird.
It was just their anatomy that was really freaking me out. I was like, they have tails.
Like their tail, the placement of their tail.
Yeah.
Very strange. I was like,
I didn't understand it. They hissed like they were animals. So I'm like, were they half animal, half human? But they weren't human.
They're not. They're not.
Navi. I don't get it.
But they look human, but also part animal. So
yeah,
I don't know. Like, I get it. They're a tribe.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I also would like to know, like, did it explain how they were created? Like,
no, it was just another planet. Like, it was normal for like in the movie that, like, you know, we have like Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. In that movie, it was like Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and Pandora
planet.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
So there was one part after I think now we're gonna do plot holes now.
Okay.
If you can think of any.
Okay.
So there were a few. There, I think it was after Jake and Neytiri, they mate for life, right? They're finally, you know.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That part. They like go to sleep, right?
Okay.
In the forest, and this is like right before the tanks come in or whatever to destroy them, right? And they're asleep, but he is awake back at the station, right?
Okay, yeah. So like, to explain, because it's really confusing.
Mm-hmm.
When Jake is he's a human, but when he links to the avatar, he has to go into this machine where he basically sleeps, and he like links to the avatar, so he's in the avatar's body. So like basically, if you're playing a video game and you're sitting behind your computer, but your avatar is moving around. Right, that's how he like is linking to the avatar. But when he sleeps, when he's the avatar, he falls asleep. He delinks, like he's not linked to the avatar anymore.
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah, he's completely gone. But the body's still there.
The body stays. Yeah, the avatar stays.
Yeah,
like wherever he falls asleep. But Jake wakes up in like the human world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I saw this, right, I saw him, all of a sudden my brain, like a light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, so what happens to him, right? Because I had never like seen a part in the movie where, you know, like what happens to his body, his avatar body, when he gets up. Like, I know that he ends up in the station every once in a while, but I'm like, they hadn't shown this yet. So then I'm literally thinking about this, right? But then all of a sudden it's the part that now he's awake in the station, he's eating, they're giving him food to eat so he can go back. But now these tanks are coming in, they're destroying the forest, and Neytiri is trying to wake him up, and he's not responding. So she has to drag him out. And I'm like, okay. So now my second question was, this is the first time that they've noticed this? Like, has his body not done this before? Have they not been around him before when he's been at the station awake and his body's non-responsive?
Like in Terry, has she ever been around him?
Yeah, I'm like, has she ever
I guess
seen?
not. I guess because he usually like leaves. Like he'll probably be like, okay, I'm done for the day, and like goes to sleep somewhere. Like he like
I mean,
sleeps with them or
I would
whatever. I guess it was like more of like a routine. Like he would go to sleep when they went to sleep and know what time to come back. But this time it was different because they fell asleep in the forest randomly because they mated. It's like he didn't know what time to come back. He was also being force fed food. Like they were making sure he was like ready, whatever. He was ready to go back.
Yeah,
wait.
He was
but
like,
that's what was making me crazy because I was like, so does he just know when to come back? Like, does he just know when to link up again?
Right.
That's what. Yeah, when you said plot holes and you're talking about that, I thought about that. I was like, so he just knows when to come back. I guess
they have a whole like. How does he know what time it is? Like,
yeah.
That was confusing to me.
Like, how does he know they wouldn't just like murder his avatar?
Right.
Like, how do they know like nothing? How do you know nothing would happen to it?
Where
would he wake up? Like, where did he go to sleep, and where would he wake up?
Right. I'm like,
they
did
could have
he
it
go
literally.
Away?
They could have thrown him in the river, and he would have came back and been drowning.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand that part. Like I don't get how they made sure they would know where the avatar was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so that confused the heck out of me because I was just like, there's no way that, I don't know, naturally. I'm like, if they're, really watching over him, especially they trust him, but also not really. So I'm like, I would think that they would want eyes on him at all times.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they had Natiri with him.
Yeah. So I'm like, so why, just because he's asleep, now all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, we'll let him sleep, without our supervision or whatever. Like I would think they would, because they were very like suspicious of him, that like when it was time to sleep, he would like, they would, put him away in like a cell or something, like time up. Yeah, like, until he woke up. So I don't know. I feel like that part, they dropped the ball a little bit. Like,
yeah.
Because they really did not trust the sky people. So
no, they didn't.
So I
mean, the whole thing was because I don't know, like if people understand that, like, so Jake was recruited by the he was sent in to like get close with them or whatever, but he had like a double mission. He was sent in by like the scientists to like research and like get close to the Navi, but the military sent him in to get close to them to find out where the unobtainium was, and they found out it was under their secret place of the home tree. They found out it was at the home tree, and Jake's mission was to negotiate terms of them relocating, and but the scientists didn't know that, and so like he was having like he didn't know how to like go about it, and then he ended up like really liking the Navi. He fell in love with the Tiri, so then like he realized he's like, they're not gonna move, they're not gonna leave the home tree, and like the military finally was like, fine, we're pulling out of the mission, we're just gonna go to war now. So half the movie is them going to war. Literally at the half point mark is when the war starts. This movie is 2 hours and 41 minutes long. And at the half point is when the war starts, and it goes on for the half the movie.
So the literal end.
Yeah. Like at this point, Jake is already a Navi. He does like his ceremony. They trust him and everything. And like him and Neytiri have mated for life. And then like the military, the colonel comes in and like finds out that Jake is kind of betraying him, and is like, oh, he's not even doing his mission. He just likes being Navi. He fell in love with that girl. He's not doing the mission. He comes in and just takes him out of the link. He just presses boom, and what made it even ridiculous that they're all talking. They're in the middle of like They're like, oh no, you need to understand. Like they're coming to like take down your tree. They're coming to get the unobtainium, blah 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 blah, and they just boop and they just fall asleep. They just fall to the floor. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Right? I was like,
so like that's the point of the movie. The point of the movie is that the military wants the unobtainium. It's at the home tree. The Navi won't let them have it because it's their sacred place.
yeah.
Jake's mission was to go in there and get them to trust him and like get them to relocate, but they don't do that. So they end up going to war. The home tree ends up being destroyed. Uh
Speaking of the home tree, okay, that part when they're destroying everything and the tree is slowly coming down and they just stand there like
I know they're all like
the moaning every time they would wail or cry.
yeah.
My subtitles would just be like wailing.
Yeah.
And I'm
moaning.
like, this is most of the movie. Like either they're hissing at something or and every time like their crying face, the Avatar's crying face just like was so confusing to me. I was like, now that you can see the distortion in their face, like you know, between the animal and then like I guess the CGI too. Like I guess they must have had a hard time with that piece with the CGI. But I was like, their faces look so weird when they cry.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part made me laugh because like they're like it's coming down and it's coming down slowly. They
had time.
But like they're so attached to this tree that they're just like like what are we gonna do?
And like what was funny was to me is that they could have ran the opposite way where the tree wasn't falling.
Yeah.
But they decided to run where the tree fell. And they were like Natiri's like trying to dodge the branches that are coming down. And I was like, Natiri, ma'am.
Like no.
Ma'am. Just go the other way. You know. And I was just like, so they really just the military just came to literally blow this tree up.
Yeah.
And to get them to go away. Like that colonel, like whenever he would talk, I was like, this man just loves to monologue. Because he would just talk and talk and talk. But he had no remorse for anything that he killed so many Navi and like, you know, ruined their sacred place.
He thought he was so strong because he had that scratch on his face.
Yeah. Like, it literally looked like a scratch that my dog could give me, you know? Odie can scratch me like that. So he was the worst. I could not stand that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
The worst. Yeah.
Also, the part that so when they tie up Jake and Grace at the end because now they're like they don't trust him anymore.
The Navi find out that Jake knew about the military coming to get the unobtainium and like them going to war, so they don't trust him anymore. So they tie them up and they're getting ready to go to war while tying them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Neytiri, what a jerk. I'm like, you supposedly loved Jake. Like she was in love with him. And now because she's a little confused, she was gonna leave him to die. Yeah. Like genuinely was gonna leave him to die.
And her explanation was, I was scared, Jake.
I was scared. Like
I was afraid.
I was like, well, that's rude.
I'd be like, girl,
bye.
You could be afraid, but I'm gonna die, dang.
Exactly. I was like, you're gonna I mean, I get it, but like a part of her wouldn't have been like there was something different about him. The AWA told me something about this guy. Maybe I should, you know, maybe I should save him. No. It was the mom that was like, if you're really with us, help us. Like, and then let him go. I was like, Neytiri. I don't know.
You know.
Rude.
Gosh.
It was just like I'm not gonna like Avatar. It's not a terrible movie, like we said. It's not awful, but it's
the least bad.
Long. It's so long. It could have been done in a way shorter time, I think. They just had a lot of scenes that were very extra. like the nature scenes and the war scene. I was like, oh, so we're just gonna, keep showing me clips of things falling and whatever.
Yeah, the war scene when they were taking down the home tree was just so long because they kept shooting for such a long time.
Yeah.
Like they really did not need to like show like all the tanks rolling in and like just a whole bunch of like them crying and screaming and like them shooting bows and arrows at tanks. Like it did not need to be that long. You could have just shown them coming in, blowing up the tree, and then leaving, and then like the devastation of the Navi, you know. But like no, they didn't do all that. They did like a whole long war scene, a whole long scene after that. So
yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't have that much to add to this movie.
Here's one of my things.
Okay.
With this movie. Okay. There's a part that really I was once again we talk about timelines, right?
Yeah.
So once the home tree is blown up, the leader of the pack, the father, he dies. Right. Mm-hmm. So now, what is his name? The kid warrior, Sute becomes in charge.
Yeah.
Jake, Grace, Norm, and the soldier lady, Trudy, they take that plane. They like hijack a plane and go. Yes, they hijack a plane and bring it over to the mountains where they can be tracked, right? Jake goes back. Jake and Grace go back to Pandora. My only thing was because then Grace got shot while like they were hijacking the plane, so she dies. And so then Jake does that whole speech of like the sky people think that they can take what they want from us, but they can't, and we need to show them that we're gonna go to war, this, and that, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they show the montage of them going to different places in Pandora and picking up all these clans, right? Yeah. First of all, they never explained there were more clans of Navi in the beginning of the movie. Like they never said that this is a whole thing. So they went around the entire planet and picked up all of the clans in a matter of a day.
What time did they have?
Bro, so they said they went to the clan, like I think the horses and then the Eastern clan. I was like, how'd you do it in such a short amount of time? How did you go to all these places to get all these people? And how did they not know that this was happening at the home tree?
Right. Shouldn't there be some sort of communication? Like shouldn't they have their own tree?
So like, is it just like different types of Navi then?
Right.
That was really confusing to me. I was like, oh, so are there more Navi than what they show?
Right.
And then they said there were like 2,000 plus Navi. By the end, there weren't.
I mean, like, were they just killed because of the whole thing? Possibly.
I don't think so.
I don't think.
I think they messed it up.
They dropped the ball.
They dropped the ball in that respect. Because I was like, I thought there were way more Navi than this.
I'm just gonna put out there though a couple of things that I thought were funny about this movie because there were.
Oh my goodness!
But there was one part. So when Grace gets shot at the end, right?
She said, "Oh crap."
She said, "Yeah, oh crap," and then she goes, crap. They say, "Are you okay, Grace?" And she goes, "This is gonna ruin my whole day."
Yeah. This is gonna ruin my whole day.
I was like,
girl. I feel that energy. Yeah. I was like, getting shot would ruin my day as well. Yeah.
I was dead. I was dying.
And then like they go to the home tree, and then Jake is like, "Look, Grace, look where we are." She looks up and she's like, "I need to take some samples." I'm like, "This ma'am, you're dying. You're literally dying."
Even Jake laughs. He's like, Like, ma'am, we need to make sure you're okay first. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
But
she did die.
She did die.
She did die, yeah.
Sadness. I didn't like her at first, and then I liked her. Like, she had big character development in that movie.
She did.
She did. It was good. But like, so there was that part. Then there were also, like I said before, there were a lot of scenes that were just like, there was one part I think it was Neytiri. She just starts like wailing because she's looking at the destruction. Oh no, it's the mom.
Yes,
I know
exactly right. She's just wailing when the tree's coming down, but it's like a deep wail, and she's just like
the subtitle said "screams in horror," and I was like, yo. I was like, that is most of this movie. Like, they're literally
100%, yeah.
Just screams in horror.
Like, yeah. Oh my goodness gracious.
I was dying. Then the Colonel, right?
His monologues.
Yeah, he had a lot of them.
He said in the beginning when he was like briefing all the new Marines that came to Pandora, when he was like, my mission is to keep all of you alive. I will not succeed. I was like, oh my god, the drama.
And Jake is just over here like smiling at that. He's like, he thought that was funny.
He said, the comfort of
the brief or something.
Yeah, the comfort of an old school military brief.
I was like,
this man just said you guys are gonna die.
I was like, that's not comforting at all. Oh my gosh. But then the part that the Colonel, I think he was in Pandora at this point. He must have been. But he was shooting at their like I don't even know, was it their helicopter? Because the way that the way that the fans were like I don't know.
When they hijacked the plane thing?
Yes.
Are you talking about okay, yes. Yeah.
So he starts shooting at it. But like I didn't realize that he was in an area that he couldn't breathe.
Yeah, he was holding his breath that entire time.
He's like shooting and like not opening his mouth, but I didn't like think anything of it. And then the guy just casually brings him a gas mask. He's like, oh, here. And he's like, he just puts it on. He's like, okay. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, this man just risked his entire life just so he could
shoot at a
plane of his own people.
With a gun. With a gun.
With a gun.
What are you gonna do with a gun?
And like that scene was so intense too. When he started shooting, like the music was so intense, and then that part like settles, and they bring him the mask. I was like,
yeah,
what the?
And
heck?
what killed me was like, yeah, he went outside without the mask for a while, and he lived. But yet Jake at the end, when like they're doing the final battle scene between him, Neytiri, Jake Neytiri, and the Colonel, Jake gets his link like detached, like he becomes detached from the Avatar, and yet he dies he passes out so quickly from the poison in the air. Yet the Colonel doesn't have a mask on when
they make him look invincible. Like they make him seem. I was like,
the Colonel, when he opened his like little like war machine that he was in, I don't remember if he had a mask on or not.
He did. He didn't at first, and he takes like a couple of breaths. But what's weird to me,
during that part, I was like, why is Jake letting this man put on a mask and have a whole monologue of like, you think you belong here? You think they'll accept you? I was talking to my boyfriend like while watching it, and I was like, why is he letting this man monologue? Why won't he just kill him?
I was like, he had so much time. And then like the Colonel like was able to take a couple of breaths. And I'm like, no, he shouldn't have been able to do that. If he has the same issue as Jake, he shouldn't have been able to do that. He should have been already like almost passing out. So like That's the thing. I'm like, they are prolonging this. Like, this is
the fact that Latté had to shoot him twice. Because Latté, like, they had the final battle scene. Like, the war is literally over. Like, the colonel lost. Like, whatever. Like, they were gonna bomb the military after they took down the home tree. They were just gonna bomb the Tree of Souls or wherever they were at. They were just gonna bomb it. But like at that point, like everybody, like their whole like military crew has fallen back. Like nobody's alive anymore. That mission is over. Like now the colonel just has a vendetta against Jake. It's like now they're having a free for all fight. Latté finally gets a shot, and she shoots the colonel in his chest, and yet the colonel is still standing. Yet the colonel explained in the beginning of the movie that they lace their arrows with a poison that kills you in under a minute. Yet the colonel was able to stand still. And Latté shot him twice in the chest. And then the way the colonel died, I was like, this man cannot act. I literally was like, did he just laugh when he died? Did he chuckle? I don't understand what happened. Like the way that he died, it was terrible acting.
Yeah, he wasn't a good actor, but actually, the guy who played the colonel, I don't know if I know him from anything else. Honestly. No. He was not that good. No. Now Zoe Saldana, I think she did a good job.
I don't know who that is.
She is oh my gosh, did she play the girl in Guardians of the Galaxy? I don't remember.
Gamora?
I think she plays Gamora. Hold on.
I don't know. I didn't look up the cast.
Hold on. Yeah, Zoe Saldana. She's been in a couple of movies.
This the lady that plays Gamora?
Yeah.
Wow. She does that accent?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. She's actually an American Dominican actress, apparently. I did not know this.
Yeah.
She's in that movie Colombiana.
I did like Latté. Like I liked her.
Me too.
I vibed with her. Yeah.
She's also in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yes. She's the one. Where is my boat?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah. She's a good actress. I like her. But yeah, I think Latté was good. She did a good job playing her. And the guy who plays Jake was good too.
Yeah.
Sam Worthington.
He was good.
He was good. But yeah, the colonel, I don't know. It was ridiculous. But anyway.
Like overall, I didn't hate the movie as much as I thought I was gonna.
Yeah. After watching it again last night, I was like, okay, now that I'm putting pieces together of this movie, it's not horrible, but also it's not great. And I wouldn't watch it a lot because it's very long for no reason.
Another part that really was just like the timeline. Like when they were going to war and everything, and they had all that face paint on, and like the hair was all done, you know what I mean? Like they had the stuff in their hair. I was like, where did you find the time? Like you just be like, I'm gonna go do my hair now. I'm gonna go do my makeup. Like where did you find the time?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know.
And there was a part like Latté had like braids. And then there's a part where she no longer has braids. And there's another scene where she has braids. I was like, did she do her entire head of braids that fast?
So overnight.
Overnight.
They are so skilled in the art of braiding that
they're just able to braid.
Yeah.
And the fact that making the bond thing is at the bottom of their braid. Why? Is it the bottom of the braid or the tail? It's the braid.
I think it is the braid. Yeah, because every time Jake would go to do it, he would grab his long ass braid. And you see the little pieces coming. Ugh.
It looks like an anemone.
Like they're at the tree, at the home tree, and they were trying to heal Grace, and all you see is those little things coming, and I was like, oh.
They just encase her into the ground, and then it doesn't even work anyways.
That was rude.
Yeah.
Awa.
I was like, dang, Awa, he just rejected Grace like that. Yeah.
I was like, you're not strong enough to heal Grace? What What's
ridiculous.
happening?
But Jake does get to be an avatar for life after that. In the
He
end,
gets to be able to walk for life.
Yeah,
That was cool because the government was supposed to give him legs for doing what they asked, but since he went against it, obviously they were like, absolutely not happening.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he still got them, so that was cool.
In a better version, he got to be an avatar.
Yeah, he's super strong. Like,
yeah,
so cool. But yeah, they're supposed to do another movie. They're supposed to do a sequel, and it's supposed to be coming out next year. We've been waiting a very long time for this movie.
Dang, what year did this movie come out?
This movie, hold on. This movie came out. It was a very long time ago because I swear I was in I might have been in high school. I think 2009.
Well, you were with the European.
I was a junior in high school.
2009. I was 8. Mm-hmm. I was 8 years old. I'm about to be 20.
So long. It's like another.
When Avatar came out, that's probably why I did not understand the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure the first time I watched the movie, I fell asleep.
Yeah, probably.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that is the movie Avatar.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess because I didn't hate it as much.
Yeah.
I don't have that much to say about it. But also I definitely, like, those questions, I was highly confused on those things. So hopefully the next movie they will fill in those gaps. Like, where did they come from? What about,
hopefully.
Yeah, like, what about all the other tribes? How do they communicate to each other? Like, all those things.
Yeah. How big is Pandora?
How big is Pandora? Yeah, like, what is going on? So, like, hopefully they will fill in those gaps for us.
Yeah.
But until then, I will not be enduring the 2 hours and 42 minutes.
I'll probably never watch this movie ever again. So.
Probably not, unless somebody else is playing it.
Maybe. I've literally never even been on the Pandora ride.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have still not been on the Flight of Passage ride. I did the other one that is literally just a boat ride, but the other one.
The thing is that the line is always so long. It's like 3 hours long every time I go to Disney.
Yeah, but everybody says it's so good. Flight of Passage apparently is so good, and I've never been on it, so it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
All right.
We will be right back after a word from our sponsors. Stay tuned. Now, we are going to close. If you guys want to comment on the things that we are saying, if you are angry, if this causes some kind of hatred in your heart, you can let us know. You definitely can. You can please follow our podcast or subscribe, or you can like our page on Facebook as well. It's that's a Latté Film, the podcast, so you should be able to find it there. And please, like, communicate with us. Tell us what movies we should watch. We'll watch them the best that we can. We will continue to bring these out every other week, until, whenever it's time to stop or the next thing happens. But until then, we will see you guys next time.
Goodbye.